In the annals of corporate power, few entities have ascended with the speed and strategic significance of Nvidia. Born from the digital battlegrounds of video games, this Silicon Valley titan now commands a technological dominion so vast, it prompts an audacious question: is Nvidia, a single corporation, more powerful than most nations? Our investigation begins at the dawn of a new industrial revolution, where the company's microchips have become the indispensable bedrock for the world's most advanced artificial intelligence systems, shaping geopolitical influence and economic might. This is the story of how a company's silicon became the world's most coveted resource. Nvidia's journey began in 1993, founded by Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Preem, with a clear vision to bring realistic 3D graphics to personal computers. Early innovations, like the Riva 128 in 1997, laid the groundwork, but it was the launch of the GeForce 256 in 1999 that truly defined their path. Marketed as the world's first graphics processing unit, or GPU, it wasn't just about faster pixels. It was about offloading complex calculations from the CPU, a design principle that would inadvertently unlock an entirely new technological frontier decades later. This gaming focus built the foundational architecture that would one day power intelligence itself. For years, GPUs were synonymous with gaming and graphic design. But beneath the surface, a remarkable capability was being refined: parallel processing. Unlike CPUs, which excel at sequential tasks, GPUs were designed to perform thousands of simple calculations simultaneously, perfect for rendering individual pixels on a screen. By the mid-2000s, researchers began to realize this parallel architecture held immense potential beyond graphics. They saw a path to accelerate scientific computing, data analysis, and, critically, the nascent field of artificial intelligence. This shift was not immediately obvious, but it planted the seeds for Nvidia's true destiny. Nvidia's strategic foresight materialized in 2006 with the introduction of CUDA, Compute Unified Device Architecture. CUDA wasn't just a programming language, it was a platform, a software layer that allowed developers to harness the GPU's parallel processing capabilities for general-purpose computing. This was a monumental bet, requiring significant investment years before the AI boom. As universities and research institutions began experimenting with deep learning, they found CUDA-enabled GPUs to be exponentially faster than traditional CPUs for training neural networks. CUDA became the de facto operating system for AI development, creating a powerful moat around Nvidia's hardware ecosystem. The year 2012 marked a turning point. AlexNet, a deep convolutional neural network, trained on Nvidia GPUs, achieved a breakthrough in image recognition, significantly outperforming traditional methods. This moment catalyzed the deep learning revolution. Researchers flocked to Nvidia's platforms, realizing that the company's GPUs, with their thousands of cores in CUDA software, were the only viable way to process the massive datasets required for advanced AI. Suddenly, what began as a gaming peripheral transformed into the core engine of artificial intelligence, placing Nvidia at the epicenter of the most profound technological shift of the 21st century. Fast forward to today, and Nvidia's dominance is epitomized by its H100 Tensor Core GPU, codenamed Hopper. This isn't just a chip, it's a meticulously engineered supercomputer on a board, specifically designed to accelerate AI training and inference at unprecedented scales. Featuring 80 billion transistors and capable of processing trillions of operations per second, the H100 is the most advanced and sought-after computing component in the world. Its performance leap over previous generations is staggering, making it the essential infrastructure for anyone serious about building foundational AI models, from tech giants to national defense agencies. The demand for H100 chips is nothing short of unprecedented. Global corporations, government research labs, and even entire nations are clamoring for access. Analysts estimate that a single H100 can cost upwards of $30,000 to $40,000, with lead times stretching for months, even a year. The underlying scarcity is not just in manufacturing the silicon, but in the complex packaging and supply chain required. Major cloud providers are stockpiling these units, knowing that access to Nvidia's hardware is a direct determinant of their competitiveness in the AI race. This intense competition for H100s highlights its strategic importance. This insatiable demand for Nvidia's AI infrastructure has propelled the company into an elite tier of global corporations. In June 2024, Nvidia surpassed a $3 trillion market capitalization, joining Apple and Microsoft as only the third company to ever reach this monumental valuation. Financial analysts attribute this meteoric rise directly to the company's near monopoly on the high-end AI accelerator market. According to research firm Nvidia, Nvidia holds over 80% of the AI chip market share, a figure that underscores its unparalleled control over the foundational technology of the future. This market dominance translates into incredible financial power. It's no exaggeration to say that the world's most powerful nations depend on Nvidia's H100 chips. From national defense initiatives integrating advanced AI for intelligence gathering and autonomous systems, to massive public-private research collaborations aimed at scientific breakthroughs, access to these GPUs is a strategic imperative. The ability to process vast quantities of data and train sophisticated AI models directly correlates with a nation's competitive edge in the 21st century. As reported by sources like Reuters and the Wall Street Journal, governments are actively pursuing deals and even subsidies to ensure their domestic industries and defense sectors have priority access to Nvidia's cutting-edge technology. This technological dependency has inevitably spilled onto the geopolitical battlefield, most prominently between the United States and China. The U.S., recognizing Nvidia's chips as critical infrastructure, has implemented strict export controls to prevent advanced AI technology from reaching China. The rationale, as articulated by the Department of Commerce, is to limit China's ability to develop cutting-edge AI for military applications and mass surveillance. This move has turned Nvidia's products into tools of foreign policy, directly impacting the balance of power and accelerating China's drive for technological self-sufficiency. Faced with these restrictions, China is now in a desperate race to develop domestic alternatives to Nvidia's H100 and A100 chips. Companies like Huawei and Birin Technology are investing billions into their own GPU architectures, but they face immense hurdles. The complexity of designing and manufacturing such advanced semiconductors, coupled with the lack of access to state-of-the-art lithography equipment from companies like ASML, means they lag significantly. Industry experts, including analysts from Tech Insights, suggest China is currently years behind Nvidia in critical areas like software ecosystem maturity and overall performance, creating a strategic vulnerability for Beijing. The performance disparity between Nvidia's H100 and its closest competitors, especially those from China, is stark. While specific numbers vary by benchmark and workload, independent analyses consistently show the H100 offering significantly higher compute power, memory bandwidth, and energy efficiency crucial for large-scale AI models. For instance, in terms of raw compute, an H100 can offer multiple times the performance of even the most advanced Chinese domestic alternatives like Huawei's Ascend 910B for certain workloads. This gap isn't just about speed, it's about the scale of AI problems that can be tackled, directly impacting innovation and national security. This divide illustrates the chasm in technological readiness. In response to U.S. export controls, Nvidia has developed detuned versions of its chips for the Chinese market, such as the H20. These chips are designed to comply with regulatory thresholds, offering lower performance specifications. However, this strategy is a delicate balancing act. While it allows Nvidia to maintain some presence in the massive Chinese market, it risks alienating customers who demand top-tier performance. Moreover, it potentially accelerates China's domestic chip development efforts, pushing them to rely even less on foreign technology in the long run. The trade-off is clear: market access versus technological advantage. This intense competition for AI supremacy, fueled by Nvidia's technology, has initiated a global AI arms race. Nations are not merely competing for economic leadership but for strategic superiority. From sophisticated cyber warfare capabilities to autonomous weaponry, the ability to rapidly develop and deploy advanced AI is becoming synonymous with national power. The Brookings Institution, among other think tanks, has extensively documented this shift, highlighting that control over key enabling technologies like Nvidia's GPUs is now as critical as nuclear deterrence was in the last century. This redefines what power means on a global stage. As Nvidia's influence grows, so do the ethical and security concerns surrounding its technology. The power to rapidly develop advanced AI brings with it questions of algorithmic bias, misuse for surveillance, and the potential for autonomous decision-making in critical systems. The dual-use nature of AI, beneficial for research and dangerous for warfare, places Nvidia at the center of a complex moral landscape. Organizations like Amnesty International have raised alarms about AI's potential for human rights abuses, while cybersecurity experts warn of new vulnerabilities introduced by hyper-powerful AI systems. The responsibility on Nvidia is immense. Looking ahead, Nvidia's trajectory suggests continued dominance, but not without challenges. Competitors are emerging, and governments worldwide are investing in diverse AI hardware solutions. However, Nvidia's robust software ecosystem, particularly CUDA, remains a formidable barrier to entry. Its long-term strategy includes expanding into enterprise software, quantum computing interfaces, and even digital twin simulation platforms, extending its reach far beyond just silicon. The company is actively shaping the future of AI development, ensuring its architecture remains central to every major technological leap, from supercomputers to self-driving cars. From a gaming card startup to a $3 trillion juggernaut, Nvidia's journey illustrates a profound shift in global power. Their H100 chips are not merely components, they are the strategic assets upon which nations build their future. The intense rivalry between the US and China over this technology underscores its unparalleled significance. While sovereign nations still command armies and control borders, Nvidia holds the keys to the digital realm, enabling the very intelligence that will define national capabilities in the coming decades. The question then isn't whether Nvidia is powerful, but how the world will adapt to a future where a single corporation wields such unprecedented, foundational technological might.